everyone, so excited to be here with you today again. I hope you really enjoyed the video that I put it last week, and I cannot wait to know your thoughts about it. If you haven't watched it, make sure to watch it. If not, just make sure to really pay attention to this video, because today I really want to talk about why it's really important to show up on video or on camera, how you actually feel yourself more connected to who you are. And why I want to talk to you about this is because many times we see many people that they are showing up on camera, and you may have the impression that, oh my God, they have everything figured out. They know exactly what are their talking points. They know exactly what to share. How will I be able to get on camera? And many times, many coaches are getting themselves stopped from showing up on camera, and they hide behind posting photos and just writing things out. If that is their zone of genius, and that's like everything that you may feel that this is what you want. The thing is, video has become more and more important these days, and showing up on video is more important even if you're an extrovert or an introvert. It doesn't matter. But it's also important for you to show up the way that you are, and not the way that you may see other people being. Like, if you are more energetic, then show up as energetic. If you are more of a calm person, then show up as a calm person. And the thing with video is that it's a way that you can structure it, and you can show up in a way that is more structured and using like some talking points in that way. But there is also a way that you can let yourself naturally flow and naturally think about what you want to talk about from your heart. And the way I'm doing it, and it's really a new experiment that I'm doing, is just every morning I always have a mindset routine, and this mindset routine includes like journaling and personal development and personal growth and like all these things like well consciousness and so on and so forth. And while this is absolutely amazing and really puts me in a state of like confidence and energy and everything like this, it also basically forces me in a way to lay out on paper, like on the journal, like what is going on in my life, what I'm like grateful for, what I'm frustrated about, like what is something that I want to change, like what are the action steps that I want to take, and so on and so forth. And if you're already doing this kind of stuff, then you're basically already prepared to show up on camera. Because what I've noticed over the years is that while I'm writing in my journal and I speak things from my heart, then everything comes just naturally on camera. Then I don't need to think about what I'm going to talk to my audience today. What am I going to speak today? It's really about what is really in my heart today. Is what I already put in my journal. Is like already shared what I'm feeling. Is already what I want. And one of the things that I already told to my community is that sometimes we let ourselves so much driven by the logic and what is right, like we see all these like men and the structures and everything like this, and we have the impression that we have to do things in that way. And I fall in this trap as well, because it's easy to get yourself inspired and at the same time also a little bit intimidated when you see like people way further ahead than you, and at least like from the perspective that you may have in that moment. And in that moment you may think like, oh, I need to be exactly like that person, I need to show up like that, I need to speak like that, I need to structure my videos like that, I need to do all these things. And you may lose yourself in the process, and you may find yourself that you're doing things the way the formula of someone else work, but it doesn't necessarily work for you. And I still believe that it's great to learn from others, and it's great to get inspired, and it's great to hire mentors and be in group programs and be surrounded by communities and so on and so forth. I also believe that you need to not forget yourself in the process. You need to remember, okay, if I'm learning this strategy, which is absolutely amazing, and I'm learning some new concepts, how can I adapt these concepts to the way that I am and the way that I like to show up and the way that I'm myself, right? Instead of thinking like, oh, how can I do exactly what this person is doing? Because you will lose yourself, and you may find yourself in that moment that you may attract people that they are like right for your coach, but not necessarily right for you. So I don't want that happen to you. So that's why I'm sharing this with you today. And the part with video is that, at the end is just like pressing on a, record button, and then you're on camera and you're already recording, which is amazing. And you can absolutely do that. But many of my clients come to me and they tell me they are okay to post content, they are posting content, they cannot find clients, they don't know how to attract the clients, they don't know how to identify their clients, which is absolutely normal, because I was on this journey as well. Like at the beginning when I was a coach and when I was posting content and so on and so forth, it was amazing to post content and feeling inspired to just share my lessons and everything like this. The problem is that moment I couldn't find clients. I didn't know how to identify them, even though I thought I knew in my mind that I know who I want to attract. And I also didn't attract them. I didn't attract the ones who were paying me for my services. They were people who were maybe getting on the call, but they were not actually becoming clients. And that's something that I'm helping my clients for many years with. And if you're in that kind of situation where you find yourself that you're posting content, you're doing all these things, but maybe you avoided video, or if you showed up on video, you showed up in a way that you thought that this is the most practical way, or this is the way that it should be, but it's not necessarily your style, it's not necessarily fully of who you are, then stop, right? Stop trying to be someone else. Stop trying to become something that you believe that maybe people want, instead of just being yourself. And be yourself. If it's easier for you to just press record and just get yourself on camera and start speaking from your heart, just do that. This is my experiment right now. If you find yourself that it's easier for you to have structure and you have talking points and so on, then just do that, right? If you're not sure what to say on camera, then it means two things. You're either not connected to your heart, you're not connected to what you want to help people with, you're not connected to your true purpose, you're not connected to the true passion and what is actually the mission that brought you in this business in the first place. Or second, it may be that you don't really know how to communicate your message, right? You don't really know how to communicate in a way that you can connect with the hearts and minds of your ideal clients in order for you to be able to attract them to you. And yes, of course, there are also some strategies, there are also some things that you really need to put in place in order to be able to find them and so on and so forth. But really think about this thing. Are you really showing up as yourself first, right? Are you showing up as yourself on camera, on your content? Are you showing up as how you are, or are you trying to show up as you believe that people actually want you to be? Second, are you really doing it from your heart, right? Are you doing the mission that you were born to do, or are you doing something else that other people maybe told you to do, or I don't know, right? Is it that you are speaking things that are aligned to your full purpose, or there are things that you're aligned, basically maybe you suffered from something, you had to overcome an adversity on your life, and now you started speaking about that because you basically want to help people, but maybe in your heart, maybe in your childhood dream, maybe this is not something that it was, right? So many times you hear coaches telling you that, yeah, pick the niche that you were, pick the niche that if you struggle with this thing, then do that. On one way, yes, it's true, but on the other way is like, what was your dream as a child? What was your dream in that moment? What was something that you really wanted to become? What were things that you were attracted to that really made you just feel like it's easy for you? It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's pleasurable. Instead of thinking like, yeah, I need to do this thing because I struggle and now I'm not struggling anymore and let's make a business out of it. It's one thing, but that mission will not gonna stay there for long. You're gonna go on your next chapter of your life when that part of the adversity that you went through is not available for you anymore, and your mission will basically change in that way. And while it's okay to evolve, it's okay to change parts of your mission, the thing is you have a core, and that core will never change. That core is who you are and your core message and your core attractor. And that is really about who you wanted to become before you had to rationalize this, before you are thinking that I have to become this type of person in order for me to make money or attract clients and so on and so forth. So really think about, what was your dream? What was your dream when you were like, I don't know, 6 years old? What were you dreaming to become? You know, that moment when we are asked in school by the teacher, what do you want to become when you grow up? And most of the times we actually answer who we are. We answer who we want to be without having the pressure of society, of what our parents want from us to become, or what the society makes us to become. Not makes us, because at the end they're our choices, but in a way that kind of influences us. And think about that. Think about really in that way, because otherwise you may find yourself that you will do things temporary. And I know myself, because I have changed careers, I have changed businesses, and I have changed things, which is okay to change and evolve. But at the end, every time, and in anything, every time I change, it was because it was not aligned with my heart. It was because it was not my purpose. It was because I felt that it's something more to my purpose. And it was a moment when I had to remember who I was. And I want to help you really remember who you are. So you show up as you are. So the moment you post content, the moment you create videos, you show up as yourself and you choose the way you want to show up. So instead of thinking that I'm afraid to get on video because what would people think about me? What society wants from me? What would my boss will gonna say about me? What would my parents say about me? How can I speak about this because I'm still in the process of healing or trying to transform this? You can be in the process and you can still speak about it. This is something that I wish I knew. I wish someone would have told me. I have invested over 50,000 in coaches, in groups, in everything, and I learned a lot, and I'm super grateful for everything that I have learned. And I transformed a lot thanks to everything, all the accumulation of the knowledge and the life experience and business experience and so on and so forth. But one thing that I wish I knew, it was that it's okay to share while you're in the process. You don't need to be on the end of your tunnel, right? At the end of your journey in order to share what you believe and what you believe is right and what you are thinking to create or what you are feeling more passionate about. And this is also in a way to really give you permission to become yourself. It's also in a way to give you permission to follow your passion, follow your purpose, find it, first of all. If you don't know it, if you're not connected with it, it's a spiritual calling that it's not really something that it's not a job. It's not a business to make you millions for that. It can become, I lost my word. It can become something that it can bring you millions. It can become something that it can bring you, your job or your like the business of your dreams and everything like this. But it all starts from who you are, your passion, your purpose. And if you connect with your passion, your purpose, and then you think about, okay, if this was my passion, if this was my purpose, and then I just want to share a message to my audience, whoever hears it, even if it's one person, be grateful that it's one person. When you meet with someone and you meet with a friend and let's say you're isolated, you haven't seen anyone for a very long time. Let's say like how it was in pandemic that we couldn't meet with people and everything like this. So that was very painful, right? So because it was really painful, I also want you to think about how much joy you actually had, how pleasurable it was the moment you actually met even one person, the moment you felt yourself that you can connect with even one person. Don't put pressure on yourself that you need to have 1,000 followers, you have to have thousands of people and like millions and so on and so forth. Well, it's great. The thing is, the depth of the relationship will gonna bring you money and not the number of people and how many people are seeing your stuff and how many people are like liking your things and so on and so forth. It's the depth that you can create in the relationships. And the only way you can create depth in the relationships is by being true to who you are, is by sharing your passion, your purpose, allowing yourself to be in the process and just do the things that they are, even if they're uncomfortable, just do them, like being on camera, sharing that you're in the process. And think about that you're doing it because it's your passion, not because this video or this post, I know it will gonna bring me millions, not that this launch will gonna bring me all the clients that I want. While yes, every launch, every post, everything can attract people and can help you to attract more of the right people and can make you money and everything like this, I want you to change the purpose of doing it. The moment you change the purpose of doing it, you'll attract the right people and you'll attract the right people who are interested in what you're sharing and the way you're sharing it and the way you tell your message. Because it's not like I'm not the only person in this world who is helping coaches attract clients. I'm not, for sure, but it's my way of saying, it's the way I learned it. It's the way I'm teaching my clients. I have clients, lifetime customers that are signing up over and over and over again. And it's not because I created a strategy behind telling them, thinking like from the very beginning, how can I take this person to go to the next day? No, I haven't done any of that. I just created a wonderful relationship with people that I care about because they are connected to my purpose and what I'm doing and what I'm enjoying teaching. And at the same time, they just felt connected to me, to my energy, to my style. That's why I'm sharing this message. Just be yourself. Make sure to be aligned to your purpose. Make sure to do your passion. Remember your childhood dream. Remember who you wanted to become. And just do that. Just do that. And see how it goes, right? I told my community before that you can just try, right? It's like you can press record and see how it goes. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it. You have the choice to publish it or not. You have the choice to use it or not. It's just putting yourself in the process, right? Make yourself beautiful. If you want to show up in a way that you feel yourself beautiful, just put a ring light or something. Like I can make another video where I can tell you what kind of tools I'm using, but I'm not complicating my life. I have a web camera that I'm using, and I have my phone that is also recording me because I want to share also to my community as well what I'm teaching here. And have the ring lights. If you don't have the natural light, or if you know that you cannot film during the day, and just do it like this: press record, speak from your heart, remember your childhood dream, and then see how it goes, and do it in that way. You can of course structure it, you can of course do all these things, but do it how it's most comfortable for you. Here is not about like putting you in a box and telling you that there is just one right way and everyone else is wrong and so on. No, I don't believe that. I believe that is the way it's right for you, how it's good for you, how it feels good for you, how it makes you more passionate, how it makes your heart beat more, and how it feels easier in that way. Easy it's not, because it's not, if it's not something that you're used to, and if you're not used to speak on camera and so on, you may have a process where you will be thinking about that. I don't know, like maybe you will not like your voice, or you'll not like how you look, or you'll not like your background, you'll not like all these things. I know, because I have been through all of them, and there are still moments when I'm like thinking, oh, I want to change that, I want to change that. And it's always time for progress, and it's always a moment when you can actually change things and you can make things be better and so on. But don't let yourself fooled by the idea that you need to improve before you share, you need to become someone else before you're doing it. Just do it now, see how it goes, do it from your heart, and the right people will be attracted to you in that way. I hope this was useful for you. Again, it was a video from my heart. It was not a video with structure and bullet points and so on and so forth. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of format. If you prefer me to be more structured and so on, I will see how I feel, right? I'm walking my talk and see how it feels better for me as well from this point of view. And let me know in the comments what you learned out of this video, what else you want to learn more from me, what action you're actually putting right now based on this video and everything that I shared. What was your childhood dream? And what is the number one action that you want to do and you will gonna do that will move the needle forward? It doesn't matter how many other steps you need to do, just taking one steps, it will gonna change at least the reality of your life from today. And I want to support you with that. Make sure to connect with me on Instagram at Mariana Aspru. If you haven't connected already, make sure to send me a DM. Let's connect and let's talk and see what is next for you and how I can support you further as well. I will also share more resources and more things that will help you that are a little bit more practical and also from my heart as well. But I also want you to know that I will try to make a balance between being just myself and sharing what is in the moment with the things that I have already created for you. So you will have a mix. If you're gonna find that some things are structured and it's like, oh, she was speaking about being yourself and just not having necessarily structure and just being like this. It's not that you don't need to have any kind of structure. I still believe in some structure, but at the same time, it's part of me. It's part of me because the moment I talk from my heart. The moment I write and the moment I put things like basically it's my introverted thinking in that moment. That's the moment when I'm a little bit more structured, more logical, more like this. So think about how it's your style and how it's for you. It took me a while for me to also understand this, because many times I was thinking like, why can I not speak the same way and in the same structured way without having a script while I'm like talking on camera compared with how structured I am while I'm writing. So it's really about how you are and how you function. And don't make yourself wrong of being someone else than you are. Don't make yourself be someone else than you are. And just accept yourself, accept others, and let's make this world a better place by just being more of us. Lots of love to you, and I'll talk to you very soon.